Hi everybody, it's Wednesday. We're on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Jim Cramer to talk about the markets. And Jim, some tech weekness this morning, especially in the semis.
We've been all waiting for the big downgrades for Micron, Western Digital, Lam Research. The stocks have been going down. And what's happened is that it looks like DRAM pricing is finally peaked and going down. It's the supply issue. Because of the SMH, the semiconductor index, you're going to get pressure on Advanced Micro and on NVIDIA, even though they have nothing whatsoever to do with this. But that's the way I wrote in Get Rich Carefully. The best way to be able to make money in the semis or any other group is that you take a look at a major ETF, and you just look at it and you say, okay, is it pulling down everything, including ones that shouldn't be pulled down, and you buy them.
And I'm holding this Goldman note on Micron. This is sort of the talk of Wall Street.
Devastating note, because it doesn't cut numbers right now. It says the numbers are going to be fine. It's the next quarter, and gross margin pressure. This is just, unfortunately, one more time where it's a cycle. We were thinking that it might be, because of Internet of Things, that it might be a secular trend, but it turns out not to be.
And you had Lisa Su of AMD on last night. She's more focused on proprietary product lines.
Yeah, she's doing gaming, she's doing she's doing Internet of Things too, but she's doing data center, and there's no sign that those are slowing down. I think that the stock's very high. We talked about the idea that don't look at the stock right now. I think the stock can pull back, but it will be an opportunity to buy.
Jim, in terms of the broader markets, stocks seem to be holding on to their gains, at least in the S&P 500.
It's early.
We have another China IPO today.
Yeah, I just was saying, if the president were to focus, the president's deeply focused on trade. If you wanted to say it, you really put a shot across the bow. You would say, should we really be allowing all of these IPOs? Should we be allowing the Chinese to raise money here, given the fact that they didn't let us let Qualcomm buy NXP? And to me, they're very analogous, and it doesn't seem right.
And you had the CEO of NXP on last night as well.
Yes, Rick Cramer, talking very basically about how he's involved with autos, and everybody wants to say that they're having an increase in the amount of autos. That means you should buy Snap-on, which does diagnostics. I mean, the problem is that the auto fleet's 11 and a half years old. The vehicle fleet's 11 and a half years old. So the demand, it's not like the millennials just go out and buy cars anymore. There's Uber issues. The demand is from overseas, and NXP is certainly right about that. China, big demand. But we're very ethnocentric in this country. And so therefore we look at the USA and we say, things aren't so great.
Snap-on is a stock you mentioned this morning in Real Money. Small business optimism at a record high.
Absolutely. I think it's a good Real Money piece, and I urge people to, I know this is free and Real Money's gated, but almost everything's gated now. I mean, I was like, Philadelphia Inquiry's gated. We were the first to gate, and people said we should never gate. Now everybody gates, and I think that I'm proud that I stuck with it.
Well, and I'll give everyone a little tease. There's a stock you mentioned in the article. It's actually located right near you in Brooklyn. It's up 140% so far this year, so we'll let people go to the article to read that one.
That's a nice tease.
Jim, also Snap, what a story there. Jefferies lowering their price target.
Look, Imran Khan left, and I felt that he was the glue that held things together. I believe that with daily average users and monthly average users down, it's very problematic. Now, one of the things that's happened in social media, and they also don't have a good Android app, one of the things that's happened in social media is we're beginning to think, well, wait a second, how many people are double counted? How many eyeballs are there really? Is Facebook just completely peaked? Is Instagram the only place within Facebook where money's being made? We trimmed some Facebook yesterday for action alerts, first time we were able to, and the stock's down.
And we know, Evan Spiegel.
We're up 100 points.
Yeah, Evan Spiegel, obviously the stock classification there is not exactly shareholder friendly. He's got a lot of power. Exactly
right, and you've got dual class, and it's very hard to figure out a reason to own Snap, other than the fact that maybe he gives up, but he's so young. They have to now he doesn't have to worry because of the two classes of stock, but at the same time, you pay people in stock, they'll go elsewhere. You want the best people, and it could be hard to retain them. Very hard.
Okay, Jim, tomorrow you'll be sitting down for an hour for your monthly investor call on actionalertsplus.com.
Working on it. It takes me 3-4 days to do it, and we review all the stocks. We talk about which stocks are working. I'm doing a lot of stuff on healthcare, by the way. I just wish we had owned more healthcare. Doing some work on oils. Do we have the right ones? Do we have the wrong ones? Obviously, technology and industrial is very important.
And Jim will be answering your questions live on the air.
About 20 questions. I think it's really important that you join the club. My wife says I work way too hard on a club, and that before we went to a club format, life was better. We didn't have to do 3 days of prep for a one day hour, but that's what the club requires, and don't let any club members of ActionAlertsPlus.com to be let down. I know this is free. Action Alerts is paid. One's analysis and one's news, but I pour my heart into it. I also have a how to spot tops section that I think is very important.
And Jim, we talk about sort of the uniqueness of the product. Your mutual fund doesn't give you what you're getting in Action Alerts Plus.
No, is your hedge fund. I'm doing the opposite of what hedge funds do and the opposite of what mutual funds do. I play with an open hand. I talk about the good ones and the bad ones, and talk about the changes that we need to make. It's just the opposite of the way the money management business works. It's not about free commissions. That's not what it's about. It's about analysis and a recommended list with all of its foibles and things we did right and things we did wrong. I always hear complaints about what people are. Oh, your mutual fund doesn't have this. A hedge fund doesn't have that. When I get those from club members, I quickly pivot and give it to them, and that's why you should join.
All right, tomorrow.
And by the way, let me just tell you, I never do a hard sell, but this conference call tomorrow, the conference call is really good. Do I wish I had ever started monthly calls? These are hard, but they're instructive, and I like to teach.
All right, tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern on ActionAlertsPlus.com. Jim, thank you.
Of course.